Hello, we're coming to you live again. We're going to be talking about sponsorships today. So we wanted to kind of get it in your mind to start thinking about sponsorships. Now's the time to start looking for those big sponsorships for your corn maze. And so we'd like you, if you're running live, to post a 1 in the comments. If you're seeing this as a replay, would you please post 2 in the comments and leave us any questions that you've got. So if you just have any sponsorship questions in general, please leave those as we go along. We'll try to answer those in the comments below as time goes on. So going out and getting a sponsor. I've talked to a lot of people that are interested in getting sponsors, and I've talked to a lot of people that are not interested in getting sponsors. The main reason they're not interested in getting a sponsor is because they get nervous to go ask people for money. And I get that. In fact, right now I can really empathize with people that get nervous to go out and ask for money, because I get nervous coming on here and talking live in front of y'all on Facebook. You got to know that this is not going to be a perfect scenario. You're not going to get it perfect every time. But as time goes on, you will get better, and at least you'll probably get a little more comfortable as time goes on. So when you go out and get sponsorships, try to be yourself as much as you possibly can. I know that it's kind of a tough thing for many people, and what we're trying to do here today is maybe help you figure out ways to get over that hump and to actually be able to go out and talk to people and get that sponsorship. In a book that I just recently read, it talked about the real earning potential of people is more involved in their relationships than it is in most other factors. And this is one of those areas where it tends to play out. You get to know people, they get to know your situation, you get to know theirs. Then there's opportunities to work together a lot of times. I'm reminded of what Zig Ziglar used to say. He used to say, you can get what you want if you help enough other people get what they want. And that's really what it comes down to is sponsorships. I know that all of us aren't perfect at that. I, for one, have a long way to go in trying to help other people get what they want. We tend to be most interested in what we're working on, but that's something to start keeping in mind. That's an aspirational goal that as we push toward, I think it will benefit us. So when we start taking a look at the sponsorship, going out and visiting with people about that sponsorship, what have you got? What's involved? Are you going out and just asking for money? That's pretty hard for most of us to do. I mean, because some of us, I think the biggest fear actually comes in when we don't understand what we have and the opportunities that we're offering. So that's kind of where that's where the first place that you can start to make a difference. You start to take a look at what a corn maze is. Now, if we take a look at communities around the country, many communities want to create an environment that's fun, exciting, is safe. They advertise that to get people to move in. In fact, if you look on many community pages or magazines or that kind of thing, you'll see a pumpkin patch or a corn maze. There must be something about that pumpkin patch or corn maze that attracts attention, attracts appeal, and brings people into the idea of fun in the community. If you also take a look at what they're advertising, they advertise a lot of fun runs. They advertise concerts on Main Street, close down the Main Street. They advertise those kinds of things. They have sporting events, all kinds of other things that they have in the community to make things fun. So what is it that they have that gets them sponsorships? It's basically the same thing that you have when you have a corn maze. It's what I'm trying to convince you of is this is a real valuable product for people. It's something that's real. Now, I understand that the appeal for a corn maze is kind of shallow. I mean, people aren't dying to go to the corn maze. A lot of them do like the corn maze, and it's got a broad appeal. and it's got a broad demographic that can go to the corn maze. So it really can appeal to a mass of the community, especially families, and it really does. It's for real. It really does have a good appeal. It's the big reason that when I went out to get my radio sponsorships, that I was able to swing a pretty sweet radio deal. It's basically a $30,000 radio deal. The radio station understood that if they wanted to be part of something that gave them a good name. What you're offering the sponsor an opportunity to do is to have good PR in the community. They want people to think, oh, you did this for me? Great. Or you helped me have a good experience? Great. That's what a lot of these sponsors are looking for. So what you have is very valuable. You also want to take a look at what you can do to make a sponsorship or a marketing proposal of more value. Because really what you're offering your sponsor, and sponsor is kind of a maybe not the best word to use, a marketing partnership opportunity is a better way to sell this. And so if you set your marketing partnership up so that they are helping with your marketing and then they are included in your marketing, it gives them a lot of value. So as you start to create more value for your customer, those that you're looking to get as a partnership, you'll find it becomes easier to sell. If it's not something that you're proud of, if it's not something you'd sell to your mom, if it were something that she would be able to use, then it's probably needs to be revamped and you need to take a look at it again. But you can create, if you go through the maze manual, you'll find that there's a section on sponsorships. It goes through how to put more value into your sponsorship and make sure it has enough value so that when you go to a customer with this, there's a lot of value that you're bringing to it, because everybody's looking for a good marketing opportunity, and a corn maze has some excellent marketing opportunities for other businesses out there. I know of one down in Blackfoot that did the maze that figured they increased their business 20% by being a sponsor of the maze. They were the closest fast food restaurant to the maze, and everybody had to pass them to get back to Blackfoot. So A&W loved that sponsorship. Well, it was one that fit. I will admit there are many sponsorships that don't fit quite that well. But that's an example of an opportunity where it really did create value for that business. I've talked to many other businesses that have run successful sponsorship with Corn Maze where it had a huge impact on the amount of business they did. A lot of it depends on how you set up. Again, you want to take a look at what you can offer that provides value for your customer. I wanted to show you a couple examples real quick. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. Paige, exactly where are we on time?
We're at 10:09.
Okay, so we're going to tie this up pretty quick here. But anyway, these are a couple of mazes that had sponsorships for the design. Wanted to let you take a look at these for a second. I know it's really hard to see these on paper. They're printed here. We'll be posting these in the comments below. But this is an example right here of a sponsorship by the Georgia Forest Association. They were trying to get some PR and opportunity out in the community and get known in the community a little better. It worked really well. Another sponsorship, this was an interesting one. It was with the hospital in the area. And come to find out, they didn't get this sponsorship the following year. Or the maze didn't offer this sponsorship to them the following year, and they were quite upset that they didn't have that opportunity for the second year, because the maze really did help create awareness and good PR in the community. So that one was a really good one. There are one that we did a few years ago. I leave it hung on my wall. I gave this to all my sponsors after the fact. We did it for the Boy Scouts. It was one where we raised customer awareness for the Boy Scouts in the area, and this helped me actually gain a lot of sponsorships that wanted to support scouting in our area. So there's a lot of different twists that you can add. It provided value and a good way for people to support, It also created a lot of recognition for the sponsor, or basically for the Boy Scouts, like I was trying to create. Got one other to show you, and this is a different type of sponsorship with the maze. This is a Star Trek design. They didn't pay to do this. They didn't pay to have their name in this, but this kind of recognition got the maze a lot of extra attention. So sponsorships can go both ways. People really liked Star Trek, and it worked well for the maze. They actually went and got permission to use this. And it worked really good for them. They had a good relationship. We had approval from both of the actors, and it was really kind of a fun deal as everything turned out. So there's lots of different angles that you can look for your sponsorships. Now's the time to be doing it, especially if you want to use something like that in the design. Let us know, and we can help design something that will create a spectacular event for your corn maze.
Questions?
Do you have any? Are there any questions there, Paige?
You know, I didn't see any down below, but if anybody has questions, type them in real quick while we're live. If you don't have questions at this time, then we'll tune in and answer your questions in the comments. Sounds
good. So, anyway, there's a lot of benefits that can come by working with other people, and there's a lot of opportunities. If you need more help, go to the Maze Manual. It lists out what you can provide to create extra value. One of them, for example, would be tickets. It's pretty cool to pre-sell tickets. We've talked about that with online ticketing. This is an opportunity to go out and start gaining revenue or pre-sales at this time. For many organizations and events, think of the different activities that are going in your area. You may even want to sponsor your community and show how great a place it is to live. So good luck to you in going after your sponsorships. Go out, have some fun, and we'll see you later in the summer.